Hello, how's it going? All right, 3150 MMR. You signed up for replay coaching a few months ago as a position 4 when you're about 2.1k and you're now 3.1. That's great. Gained a lot of MMR since then, and after watching some of your own replays, you notice that when you win, it's usually because you help your offlaner get off to a good start. In these replays, you want to focus on playing against lane duos that are better at harassing, and when your lane should fight because of a power spike so you can get a profitable engagement. That's a great analyzation of things to solve. So first game is Void Spirit. Started playing Void Spirit, you felt like your lane was strong and Tide was tanky enough to be alone. You tried to make plays around the map, some of your misplays ended up leading to me feeding or a teammate to death. Okay, cool. Let's watch this one. Watch, not wash. Okay, here you are. Cool. Tide definitely tanky. Leaving his lane can be a dangerous thing, but Tide can generally get away with it a little bit, even if pressured, just because he is naturally survivable. But we'll take a look at how that ends up going up. I haven't watched any Void Spirit replays, so I'm not 100% sure what starting items. God, you have so much base damage. Holy crap. I can't help but think that you should still spend your last 70 gold, but maybe there's something specific you're saving for. Sort of running bottom, Tide's going top. Tide is pretty normal looking items, and they're against a Spectre, which is completely fine. We should make his lane pretty easy. And who says support? Not sure yet. We'll find out, I guess. Either Silencer or Snapfire. Snapfire could be a little, or sorry, Silencer could be a little annoying potentially with Glaives of Wisdom. He ended up getting Arcane Curse though, which means that if he is the 5 position top, that is probably no big deal at all. If I were you, I'd walk down to the bottom rune a little bit faster. One thing you can do is you can walk down, he can stay on top. That way with that high ground vision, you can see them a little bit better, but you guys ran down a little bit late. I like to run a little bit early because sometimes it scares my opponents kind of, or like makes them a little bit less likely to commit if we show force. But maybe that's bad too, because if they do feel confident then they're going to pressure. Gush first on Tide is fine. I like getting Gush first, but it is going to mean that he's not going to be able to get as many last hits in the first couple waves. But he can do stuff like this, which I think is good, especially in this like 2v1 situation. Here comes Silencer now. Not having, it looks like you tried to snipe the last hit here, which was great. Very good damage. But so far this looks really good. Oh, you're rushing Tranquils, it looks like. The power of Gush, make your opponent feel scared to pressure the lane. Soul Ring, really Tide. Ooh, I don't know about that, buddy. You should be getting, oh, I guess you were side pulling. Tide's fucking this up. He should have gotten these last hits, or at least pressured. You side pulling is completely fine. And now you're going Orb of Venom afterwards. It's a little interesting. It's good, getting the last hits. I maybe would have contested for this range creep, but this is fine. I'm going to do it from your position or vision. Great steal there. That was excellent. So you're a regen now. More regen. Tide getting plenty of last hits here. Genuinely don't know why he bought Soul Ring so early, but I guess feels like he needs it. This is great. You're doing a really good job here harassing. Oh, chainmail, that's huge. This is fine. Definitely a good time to back off. I think this is really good harass so far. So I'm guessing this is getting close to the part where you say the Tide's probably fine. And so far I do think he is pretty safe. I can't help but feel that like going Windlace into Ring into Orb of Venom is wrong in some ways, because like the place that Orb of Venom is most valuable is before people have boots. So delaying it for your third item feels wrong to me, because I feel like you would have just been better off to start with an Orb of Venom. Because this is 250 gold, you had 70 left over. You could have started the same items. Orb of Venom, 2 Tangos, 2 Ironwood Branches. You wouldn't be as fast, of course, but you would have Orb of Venom slow against your opponents. So I kind of feel like you should have just started with the Orb of Venom instead, because it just would have been more effective in, like, you would have pressured Spectre better when you were trading with Silencer over here. Maybe Tide can move over and you can get a kill. Because, like, I don't know, like, it genuinely, like, when they buy boots, basically, now it feels bad to have Orb of Venom. Because if any of these guys, like, kill you or your ally, they're going to get boots, and then they're going to have a boots advantage over you. And yeah, you're going to have Orb of Venom at the same time they get boots, but that's only going to offset their boots. So it's generally better to have Orb of Venom before anybody has, like, a movement speed advantage, is how I feel about it. So it feels a little bit wrong for you to go in this order, to me. Tide is going for mech stuff, which is super normal here. I would have maybe moved over and pressured the Spectre, but stopping the pull would be good too. Ooh, that's a bummer. Oh, he's trying to... Alright, that was just a really bad pull. He pulled like way too early. He's going to block the camp here. You should have blocked this. Or he's going to stack it now. This got stacked now, and now things are going to be really hard for you guys. It looks like he did block the large camp too, but... Oh, I see you went mid. Let's go take a look at how that went. You moved over mid for the 4-minute mark. Ooh, that was a bummer. I don't know if you could see him yet. That was a weird replay thing. Now you're bringing a sentry to the mid lane. Well, you got the kill at least. I don't know if Leshrac necessarily died because of that, so I don't really think it's your fault necessarily, but it's like Tide is doing more than fine. He's got good stats. You hold the wave until Leshrac gets back. This is really normal. Okay, yeah, this looks great. And then bounty runes. I think this so far you're doing a really good job. Don't know if this one will be there. It is. Okay, got a little lucky there. I would have maybe chased this guy, but... Anyways, now that Tide has a little bit of regen, he should be completely fine. And yeah, leaving the lane for him was completely fine. Like, when I saw Spectre, I basically knew, like, okay, Tide's probably going to be fine, because it's a melee hero. If he wants to come up and get last hits, then Tide's going to anchor smash him, decrease his ability to get those last hits and all that good stuff. Unless Tide is just bad. But he's last hitting mostly fine. They probably pulled here. Let me check. He had it pulled because the wave kind of looked up there at a wrong time to me. You got Tranquil Boots now, which is solid. It's not harassing, it's no problem. This is a great time to pressure this guy. Tide should not have been that scared, in my opinion. Yep, this is probably the right choice. You can definitely kill this guy. Now he's out of mana, unfortunately. Okay, there we go. This looks solid. Now you're moving over here. This is probably fine. He's going to push in the creep wave again, unfortunately. But... Now you're TPing bottom to roam when you're coming. So going this way is already dangerous. Like if I go back 10 seconds, let's see if they see you. So I have a feeling that they're going to see you coming. Here you are TPing. They do see you TPing, of course, but I think that you're going to show right here. I guess it doesn't matter that much. It was fine, because you're just coming in to get a kill. That guy will live. So you guys get a kill. You use a clarity potion. I think this is fine roam. Tide is going to be completely fine in this lane, in my opinion. Maybe you could stay and deal a little bit more pressure to Spectre. Like, mainly what you're doing is, like, really dumpstering the silencer, I feel like, but... Spectre is still doing pretty good. That's mostly because Tide is not... His itemization was kind of weird going Soul Ring. Doesn't give him any regen, so he's just like... He has less HP than he could. And as a result... and he's also kind of struggling on mana too. Like, it's just easier to go Arcane Boots, in my opinion, if he wants to play this playstyle. And they're actually pretty similar costs. 900 versus 740. If he had just gotten Arcane Boots, then he would... I guess it's a little cheaper because I usually buy Ring of Protection too, so I'm probably playing a little bit more for Arcane, but once he gets Arcane and like Headdress, he can bring Tangos and basically stick in the lane and do a better job harassing, but Spectre's still getting farmed, so I don't think it's really your fault that Spectre is doing this well. I think generally your choices have been solid, that you are showing up and going to the right places. And then let's see what you're doing with this. Looks like you're heading back bottom now, which doesn't feel good to me because it's probably over already. Oh, Spectre went there. Oh, I see. Tide's coming. Everybody's coming now. Oh, good. I got him. I was so scared it was going to hit the Snapfire, dude. Oh. Unfortunately, that is literally your whole team, but it was probably worth it because you ganked almost all the cores on the enemy team, and now everybody's going to run back to lanes, which is great. You're sprinting all the way to the top lane. You could also buy Windlace. I usually like buying that after Tranquils. Now you're 5, maxing out the Aether Remnant. Tide follows you. This looks fine. You could have gone back and stacked here maybe. But either way, not a big deal. Everything's going pretty good for you guys. This guy's now jungling with Blade Mill, as one does. I don't think standing right here is very good in this moment. This last like 30 seconds you've kind of wasted because like uh-oh, did we crash? That was weird. Maybe I didn't click it and I thought I did. So basically, look at it this way. From your perspective, basically, Spectre has clearly left the lane. So maybe you're hanging out just in case Spectre comes the lane, because you guys could maybe get a Ravage kill or something, and this is why you're hanging out. But like, if your opponent has a bad time at all, usually what they do is they leave the lane and go jungle. So I don't really think it's like super likely that they come to the lane at this point. So hanging out here a bit is fine, but sticking around this long is certainly rough. Like this is, and like at this point when the creep wave is coming under tower, you should be right here. Because what's going to happen is the moment that the creep wave gets to here, they're going to attack or nuke the creep wave and pull it past the tower. If they don't, the creep wave hits here and sits here and hits the tower, and it becomes easier to dive. But you want to be ready in this moment, like in the next second, to instantly dive. Because what's going to happen is they're going to hit the creep wave and they're going to run up this way. And you want to catch them before they get into the trees because it's going to be easier to kill them. So if you want to do that right now, the way that you would have to do it is walk all the way around. It's going to take you like 6 extra seconds. So this like small moment here where you stagnated near the wave when nobody was showing and you hadn't seen anywhere top for a while, this was a wasted opportunity. It probably doesn't matter because you guys are doing fine. But see this? Like right here? Tide's here. You could be diving this guy already, you know? And I probably would have casted a spell before you let him curse you, personally. But not a huge fan of this. Oh, rough one. He still ends up dying. Now you got bounty runes soon, unfortunately. Oh, this is crazy. Yeah, you can't deal with his right-click damage. It's really strong. So anyways, I think you guys should have just killed the silencer. If you guys both went on him, you guys were kind of playing around it. Like, in hindsight, obviously, you guys both died and he used Ravage, so you got nothing out of it. It would have been better just to blow everything to kill silencer. I think that would have been okay, actually, to Ravage and kill silencer. And then for you guys to back, because then it's like a 2v2, and it's just like Snapfire and Spectre, which is a little scary, but not that scary. But if you kill one guy right away, like they're much less likely to chase you guys to the death, you know? It's not like they do that much damage. Like they were still kind of under leveled. So I just would have gone on the silencer. And if you're in position for that, Tide could have been like here. As you curve around the corner, you'll spot silencer here. And then you like chase him and use spells on him. And if as long as you land your stun, Tide could follow up and you could kill silencer. But you kind of played scared because there were people already teleporting. But again, it could have happened earlier and you should have been more aggressive. So that's like one of the moments that you failed as a 4 player. It's because you weren't being quite as aggressive. You shouldn't steal Trusty Shovel, probably. It almost always should go to your mid player because your mid player has a bottle, so they can refill their bottle sometimes. I get that is very tempting, though, to have neutral items. This is very nice to have. You're going Urn, which I think is nice. Generally a good 4 item. So you guys can see them all. You're thinking about fighting. You've got 6 now, too. Oop, definitely stun this guy. Oh, no. That was a large mistake. You needed to, as soon as this guy started ulting, you needed to jump forward and stun him. So now things are getting weird. You also wasted your first astral step. You didn't do damage with it. I think if you had done it instantly and then Aether Remnant to remove Mortimer's Kisses, it could have been okay. But that ultimate's just like way too much damage to let go all the way. They're like winning these fights, and I just don't think they should be, to be honest. This is pretty hard, actually, to be support on your hero when you're up against the Clinks. He just does so much damage. That's going to get blocked by creeps. You should go fight. Like, you're running away too far here. Spectre's dead. It's 2 heroes left. You should have been running in instantly. Definitely playing way too scared in this moment. That was definitely a good moment to go in. Like, at minimum, you can start Orb of Enemy and slowing them, you know? Like, maybe you're scared about Clinks or something, but I guess maybe that's what it was. I would have used Resonant Pulse there to get those 2 last hits. But maybe you're hoping to get a kill. You should definitely just go back and heal, or that. That works too. Your mana's actually not that low. Why are you doing this? I'm confused why you've done this. They got the kill, but I don't know if you can reasonably expect that to happen, personally. That felt like a sloppy play by you a little. In hindsight, it worked, but I don't think it should have, personally. I feel like you should have ran away. Alright, let's see what you do when you come up. You're TPing bottom. Whoa. They are diving. That was very good that he blinked like this. Oh. It's way too late to TP now. You should have TP'd right here, right now. Oh, you're on cooldown. You also TP'd slightly defensively. I would have gone here, personally. Because you would have had a better chance to catch. And then, I don't know. And then also Tide TPing bottom as well is kind of weird. He shouldn't have done that. Like, you guys should be playing off lane. And now this is kind of really fucked you guys, actually. Because at this stage in the game, you shouldn't be playing bottom. You guys should be playing off lane. So reacting to a kill like this kind of was nice. But it honestly might have been better if you just canceled at this point. Especially after they were, like, clearly disengaged. And just walk top. Because walking top is a lot faster than walking like this all the way across the entire map. Because you guys should be playing up here with, like, sentries. Put a sentry, like, behind the tower. And maybe, like, a sentry over here or something to protect against clinks, and you guys should be taking and pressuring this tower. But because you now TP'd all these people bottom to defend the PA, now you've screwed yourselves in the next 30 seconds. And this is not the first time that you guys have spent too many resources to go bottom. Like, PA's got a battle fairy. This is great. He's also got 5 kills, which is insane. But what should be happening is you guys should be playing top, because if you pressure top, it's safer for you guys generally. If you have sentries, it's not as dangerous to get killed. And then in the meantime, PA is just going to be hitting neutral creeps like here, 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 maybe pressuring mid a little bit, but and hitting tri-camp is what PA should be doing. And I don't think it would be terrible as well, knowing that PA is going to farm kind of passively now, for either you or Abaddon to commit like at least one observer. You have a sentry here, but put a ward down too. That way you can spot if Clinks is coming in to gank like PA here or something like that. I think that would be smart. All right, so you stacked a large camp, which is a good way to spend your time in the meantime. Tide, after killing one creep wave, walked away, which is weird. So now you're going to walk back and kill this. But in reality, what should be happening is you should be running top, and Tide should just have killed that creep wave and then killed the next creep wave instead of like running over here weird. So now you come back to hit creeps here, which is fine. But in reality, what you should be doing is being top. What running there is probably better than waiting around to eventually do this. But now Tide doesn't feel very comfortable because he's seeing 3 heroes. So hypothetically, you guys can play around Tide down here. But it's not really a good thing typically, because usually what ends up happening is they end up winning fights down here, not your team. And now Clinks is getting like free farm top, which isn't good either. Now they're going on Leshrac mid because he's standing too far forward. Ooh, it's going to be really close. Okay. Global Sound's really doing some work here. Now you're TPing mid because the fight's happening, but now you've done the same thing. This is 2 teleports in a row that you've wasted your TP. Alright, maybe... Ooh, you don't have Astral Step, though. I don't know why you don't have Astral Step. You must have used them bottom or something when I was watching mid-fight. Should earn him, too. I would have earned him and ultied him. That way I could do as much damage. That way if he jumps somewhere else. In fact, he can't, because literally all of you guys are mid. So maybe it's good you went mid after all. Ends up working out anyways. Somebody should go top. You guys lost top tier 1, which is really abnormal. That should be like one of the last towers to die. Definitely, tier 1 wise, almost always that's the last tower to die. This guy will live. Now you guys are going there. Tri-camp. You are heading towards top to stack again, which is good. Never hit this one because he casts Frenzy if he takes any damage. So if you don't attack him, and this is okay, it still worked. But you don't want to attack him. You want to attack either of the other 2 ones because it messes up the pull a little bit. You got a shovel here. Now you need to push this wave. Unfortunately, you cannot push very well. It should be somebody, not you. For some reason, this is the tower that dies. It should not be. Again, you guys should be playing top rather than bottom. But I get that you reacted to a dive, so you TP'd all here. Then you reacted to a dive, so you TP'd all here. But in reality, everybody should be pressuring top. It should be Tide frontlining, killing creep waves to pressure. You and Abaddon, basically like you and Leshrac, will stand in the side over here. And then Tide pushes up, and then Abaddon probably sits behind Tide, or Abaddon sits behind you guys. And then you get ready to dive under tower, and then react to the fight. Kill somebody. If somebody comes to defend, you jump and kill them really fast. And then everything works out. But with that said, like you guys playing defensive against gank kind of lineups, like Spectre being global and Clinks, isn't a terrible thing, but it's just a little bit dangerous, effectively. Ooh, that was not the best ulti I've ever seen. This guy is just really trying to... Uh-oh. He looks dead. There's the mech. Okay. Ooh, that's a huge grab. Great dust. Beautiful. Oh, you're trying to get a kill here, I see. Oh, he's got a haste. quite sure you guys could have caught that guy. Forgot to earn, but still that was really good. Solid chase. This is definitely the right time to catch up. You guys can pressure the tower now. Why has he only got 2 points in Diabolic Edict? I do not know. Now you guys get a tier 2. This is actually insane that you've gotten this now, because now you can take their shrine. You guys should 100% take this for 20 minutes. Like, the order that you guys have taken towers is fucking weird and wrong. But consistently what you guys are doing is just reacting better to team fights than your opponents are. That's why you're winning this game. You have better mobility too. That part's pretty solid. And you have good team fight, and you have a mech, and they don't. They don't have any like major team fight items, so that definitely gives you guys an advantage. And you're playing with detection, which is good. But so like you guys are beating them in fights, but I don't want you to think that the way that you guys are playing this game is good, if that makes sense. It's winning against these bad players, but it's not technically the right way to play. Like, pro players do react and defend their safe lane sometimes when they feel like they can defend it, but like the standard play is to be playing off lane. For Radiant to play off lane and Dire to play off lane, because there's just more ways to dive. You can dive like 5 different ways to get under this tower. You know, you can run sneak through here and cut this tree and be behind the tower. Like, whereas to defend this, it's like they can come from any angle and you're not going to see them unless you put a ward like here or something, which only spots like a little bit. It's generally better for you guys to play offlane. So the fact that you got this tier 1 mid died, maybe naturally, I'm not sure, and then you got a tier 2 is weird. So now, because you have this weird circumstance, you killed the tier 2 really early. You guys should all just like go crush top, take their outpost, and then control their jungle. And that's the benefit. If you take this tower, it's very easy for you to invade and to go look for kills here, which restricts the Dire team to farming in their tri-camp and farming in your offlane. But if by some force you're able to defend your tier 1 and you kill their tier 1 here, then that opens up this whole jungle to your team, and it also makes it very easy for you to ward and deward this area, and then for you to gank mid, because now you have more pathways to go under mid and take the mid tier 1 tower. So normal is kill this tower, then you kill this tower, and then from there you can make plays adjusting depending on how you need. But now that both of these 2 towers are down, it's also going to help defend your tier 1, I guess. But generally you would be playing in the top lane in a normal circumstance. This guy's going to want a shadow around PA, of course, to keep him safe. You're kind of taking a long way to the top lane. Everybody should play top except for maybe like one guy. Like, PA doesn't necessarily need to be there. He could always teleport or something like that. Philosopher's Stone for good old Abaddon. He'll be very happy about that. But you should go play up behind Tidehunter. You're wasting a lot of time here standing around. I don't know why you're still standing here. You should have been moving up here. You could be standing right here right now. You could be standing over here. You could put a sentry, or you could have put an observer ward down like 30 seconds ago. I don't know if I would have bothered to ward here, just because I think it's less likely to fight you because you guys are in advantage right now. So I would have instead like moved forward, maybe put it over here instead to anticipate the objective after the tier 1 tower, just because I think that you're going to be able to kill it. You retreating this way is bad too. I don't know if you're coming back to get to get an item or something, but the place you guys should be moving right now is over here to the right to invade. Retreating after you're done doing something is not always the right thing to do. If you're retreating from doing something aggressive like pushing a tower, and they respond to it, that makes sense. But you guys got no response and you're still retreating to your side of the map. Instead, what you should be doing is laying a foundation slightly across the middle part of the map, past the river, to restrict resources past it. Because if you stand here, they're going to feel uncomfortable walking into you or trying to run past you, if that makes sense. But instead, you've now ran over to the secret shop to dig something, and now you're standing around your allies while they're killing creeps. But this whole time, you could be like potentially setting up over here. Tide should stay top probably. Like, or Leshrac kills this camp, then he comes over here. And then, who knows, hey, this guy shows up. Maybe you guys feel comfortable jumping in and getting a kill. In reality, you should have taken the shrine, but you didn't think about it when you took the tier 2. But what you guys are definitely doing is playing way too defensively. You guys are winning this game by a huge amount. You have way more towers and better towers. And you guys are still only farming your side of the map, which means you're not taking advantage of the fact that you have a massive net worth lead and you have a better game position. You just showed it on the creep wave as well. See, what you're doing is you're just following your team. And that's not necessarily the right thing to do in this circumstance. When they're going stupid places, why do you guys have 3 heroes down here? All of the towers here are gone. Tier 1's dead, Tier 2's dead. You're definitely not going high ground. There's no reason for you guys to all stand down here if you already have vision of their tri-camp and they're not there, basically. So this must mean they're all in their jungle. And it's actually bad for them to play here, but they don't understand that. But it's because most people at your MMR usually don't pressure here, is what's going on. Positioning wise, which one's your orange? Okay. It's fine that you're playing somewhere near tide, but... And I'm glad that you're staying in the trees like this, because there's a chance that he gets gone on here. But, I mean, you guys wasted a lot of minutes just to get to this point where you're finally pressuring mid. Oh, this is perfect. Oh, this was like absolute best case for you guys. Now you can definitely force the tower because they wasted that. Oh, this looks bad really fast. So over... Oop, damn it, I jumped past it again. So, you saw Slaughter coming up, you pinged on him. And then unfortunately the Clinks was there, which is terrifying. I'm surprised you would jump on the Clinks directly, but you definitely should have astraled and definitely popped dust. You also could have earned offensively. But so far this seems kind of okay. Ravage barely catching Clinks, so he should die, I assume. Now you guys should take the tower. We gotta go back and kill the creep wave. You guys are still owning though. You still have a big advantage. He's got Battle Fury Deso at a really good timing, so this should be completely fine. Okay, and he'll just take the free kill. Do not blame him. Take another free kill. It's a lot of damage. You guys get another tier 2, which is excellent. Now you guys should spread out and farm waves. You pushing top is great here, because it looked like they had everything handled, so you might as well get the farm. I would take next wave 2, running right. I have no clue why you're doing this. Unless you guys are trying to Roche or something. But you should 100% take in the next wave 2. See how much time you're wasting? It's like, this is like one of a tell where it makes me think that you don't play cores very often. Because you're missing 400 gold. Like, there's a creep wave right here you could have killed. I would have jumped forward, Astral Step it, use Resonant Pulse, get 4 last hits. And then you can move to your team if you really want to do something. But do you see how much time you're wasting? Like, free experience, free gold right here. You're kind of playing the game to be available to your teammates, but there's also a lot of things that should be happening in the downtime that aren't happening. Like, see how much time, and you played all this time behind here. Where you should be standing is over here. Get between where your opponents could be and where your opponents could come from. We can also see 2 people right now, so there's like literally no chance to go for PA anyways, which I assume is why you came up and killed the next wave. But you 100% could have your Yules finish now if you'd taken that wave there, I think. Next wave, you could probably pressure this. You did take Shrine, I think, too, which is good. You guys can 100% pressure this. I don't know why the Leshrac didn't Edict there. That was really weird. That was like perfect time to Edict. Maybe hoping that they would come and you guys would get a kill or something, but considering that you just got Aegis and you have a gold advantage from winning this game so far, like, there's no reason not to just instantly push this, in my opinion. Alright. Positioning-wise, you're kind of playing a little back from your team, but it's fine. No BKB yet, which is a little dangerous. Lotus is really good, though. Tide's items are excellent. He needs a wand, obviously. Do you have a wand? Yeah, you do. Your items look good. Well, this doesn't look the best. It's not terrible, but... Oh, man, you took a lot of fucking damage. Should earn yourself good. Get the raindrop in, maybe. I didn't really like the Ravage. I would have preferred if, like... I don't know, he, like, Ravaged to set up, but, like... He needs to, like, Ravage off of what PA does, I think. Because if he just Ravages, like, and PA doesn't go in, then it doesn't feel useful. You guys should just manned up and took it, I think, in that moment. Good damage. You should have Yules. These right clicks. Earn yourself again. You're a little slow on the earn. I'm sure you should have Aether Remnant to the Slaughter there. But this looks fine. Oh, this is great. Earn offensively. Your team is pretty reliable in most ways, but... And I think you did a better job the first like 20 minutes, but now it kind of feels like you're underperforming a little bit. You're just like missing small stuff, but you'll get better with that with time, I'm sure. So one thing about me talking about you playing up here that you might need adjustment to, it's going to feel weird a little bit doing it, but sometimes what's also going to happen is your allies don't know to play up there either, so you're just going to end up going there by yourself and you might overfeed. So sometimes it helps to just try to encourage your allies to come top instead of playing reactionary. Like you guys played reactionary Dota this game. They ganked, you TP responded, and everything went fine. But that's because their ganks were shit. They didn't execute them well, and they would let you see them ahead of time. It would be like, oh, they're diving under the tower. But when you gank, what you want to do is like pop out from invis, and while they stun you, and you just instantly die, you know? Like clean ganks. That way there's no reaction time. So because they didn't do clean ganks, and you guys TP reacted okay, even if your TPs were kind of a waste, and then you won a couple fights, it's like your game advantage is like catapulted massively. Because they didn't gank much, and they didn't really know how to play in the map. But like, if they were good at playing on the map, and they're efficient, your guys' TPs would really hurt you. But they didn't because your opponents are farming slow, and because they're not really looking for kills anywhere. So it's like your playstyle and your heroes kind of worked, but it doesn't mean that you guys played like a super excellent game. It still obviously helped you win by a lot. And generally you played your hero pretty darn good. But just want to talk about that. Bring your allies to the offlane with you sometimes and get ready to do those dives. That way you can set the tempo faster. Those like 5 seconds that it takes for you to walk around, if that's just ready to dive, then you can more quickly kill people. Maybe that's 5 seconds where their TPs are still on cooldown, for example. And then after you're done with that tower, then you instantly run into the jungle and move over here and put a ward down aggressively. And then maybe that ward helps you spot some guy jungling or moving into the jungle. That now, while Tide farms like wave here and then does this camp, this camp, this camp, you're playing aggressively, of course. But again, you're pretty safe. You could always astral step up a cliff and TP, for example. So you have escape options. But like keeping the tempo up like that would like change the game in a really big way. Because it's going to mean that your opponents don't have as much time to get shit done. And again, maybe it's dangerous because it's going to overextend yourself a little bit and you're more vulnerable to Clinks killing you. And that didn't happen because you 5-manned a lot. But if there are better players, they would have gotten more farm anyways. So I assume the game is over from here on out. So we'll just move on and watch the second game. This was a Rubik. You know, I don't think I read the comments about the game. Oh yeah, I did actually. Made some misplays leading to some teammates or you feeding it. No, I didn't see that much. I don't think you fed or like I don't think you forced anything. Maybe you criticized yourself for the Leshrac kill mid, but I don't think it was that much of your fault. Okay, this should be the Rubik game. Let's take a look at this one.
What a lovely brood.
Lots of regen, fairy fires. I like the items. Looks nice.
30 seconds to battle. The storm's in the bag. Radiant versus Dire. It all comes down
That looked fine. Who'd you lose that to? Not sure. Must have been pink or something. Snapfire was already there. Positioning's great. I love that you're on the right side. This is absolutely perfect way to start. You're doing... Oh, this was so good. That was really, really good. Very happy with what you did those first. Average player would just go and start denying, but you like force this guy to trade with you. That was great. I'm surprised you didn't nuke that, to be honest, but the fact that you got it all is fine. Like this disruptor is choking so bad by not pressuring you correctly. I would have hit the PL here. Like if disruptor is doing shit, doesn't bother me that much. This was a little weird. Like one small pull is not that big of a deal. I almost would have preferred that you pressured the PL instead, personally, in that moment. But getting these last hits is great too. Unfortunately, Venom will get a little bit less, but that's alright. Oh, what do you know? No, this isn't. That's not what you want. Oh, you stacked. Okay, okay. I was like, why would you pull the neutrals into your creep? I might get denied. Then I heard the magic. Okay, that was really good then. Nice job. That was cool. Yeah, that one surprised me a big time. Waiting to pull, I think this is perfect. Creep wave's pretty far up, so dealing with this. Just try to ping for him to go left, though. Okay, good. He did. Perfect. There's this pull. He tries to interrupt it. That was really weird. You should kill this guy 100%. He's so dead. Oh no, the Venom's really low though. Worth dying for a courier. That was good. Okay, solid. Oh, 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 thank God. Good salve there. Now you get your mango back. Beautiful. Ooh, what is this guy doing? Kind of a big wave, so you guys got to play careful for a second. All of his health is just gone again. He had a full HP, and now it's just... He's just a normie again. This is excellent. You're doing a really good job this game. This is really, really good play. I would have gone on the Disruptor a little earlier when he stood so out of position, but... Solid so far. Oh, you're going to check Rune? Damn, very mature of you. Could have stacked... I guess you didn't have enough time, but I never do this shit, honestly. I really should. Was he a DD? Honestly, rather than do this, I would just go back top. Ooh, that reveals a ward, actually. Either here. Let me see. That was weird. Is that really the only ward? Didn't it attack you right here? I'm confused. Anyways, back top of the DD. This is great. This should be a kill. Could have done that a little faster, I think. Let me watch your animation. I might be wrong, but I feel like you didn't cancel your backswing of your lift very fast. You casted it, and then you held there for a little bit, and then you did the re-thing. You should just like click, click, get it done, and then keep right-clicking. That was good, though. I would have brought the DD top a little bit faster, I feel like, myself, but this is great. Get the creeps over there. Bounty rune. This is excellent. You're doing a really good job this game. Maybe you didn't need to eat that tango, but that was great. Nuking for the range creep is perfect. Excuse me? Oh! No wonder he's dying. He's dying to Spirit Lance. You know, I mean, he's going to farm a lot slower. This is the main reason this build is really bad. But he is getting Veno kills, which isn't terrible. Veno kills that he certainly wouldn't have otherwise, and probably would be more pressured out of the lane. So maybe this is all fine. Perfect. Throw him under tower. Beauty. Perfect. Yeah, you're punishing his mistakes very good. This is excelente. Okay, Tranquil is now great. Good try on that one. Now you get all these last hits because your Veno has died too much, apparently. Did he cancel his TP or something? Or did he just get back? Yeah, bully the shit out of this guy for sure. He's got no regen. Excellent. Very good stuff. Soul Ring, really? Is this what people do? I think people go Aether Lens, if I'm not mistaken. Wow, you've actually managed to pull this through, I think. Yeah, you got a couple in. That was really well done. This guy really wants the stack, I guess. Let's go back to watching your vision so I don't create bias. Ward is almost gone. Playing here, I think, is probably not needed anymore. It's time to be a little bit aggressive. Yeah, exactly. This is pretty much why. Absolutely great that you nuked him here. I like that. Because basically you saw him... I guess maybe it was just me. And I think your ward might have spotted him running this way. So I think you're playing against the lane a little bit too much. Like, maybe you want the levels or something because you guys are both about to take over, but... Alright, you got level 5. I don't really think you need to plant in the lane. Side pulling is great. Yes, a TP home. This is excellent for you guys. Like, super fucking good. That guy's pretty vulnerable. I would be wrapping around. I do not like the fact that you're playing here. Maybe you think that you need to go over here to save him from being dived this way, but I would have gone around behind personally. Because see, he's going to eventually go over there. But maybe you're just trying to save him. Great last hitting so far. Really good. Alright, now that you're 6 basically, and this lane is basically 1, what's going to happen now is PL is going to go jungle at this point, typically. He only has 1 Phantom Rush, so he's not going to jungle that fast, but ganking other lanes is great. You've TP'd bottom, you got a Soul Ring. I do not like how that you came to the lane, but you didn't wrap. Like, Dark Willow is here, but if I'm ganking bottom, I always TP here and I walk around, always. Because approaching from the front just like lowers your chances of being successful because they're going to see you coming based on the creep vision. Like, here's their vision. They see you now. If these guys aren't in any way bad, this gank is already wasted. Because what's going to happen is they're going to start running and you're going to, at best, start the fight lifting them and throwing them back. What would be better is imagine if instead of here right now, you're standing behind them and you start right-clicking them. This gives you so much more time. You don't have to instantly lift. You can continue right-clicking because they have to run through you to get to safety. Obviously, you don't have telekinesis, and you're trying to force this fight with the Dark Willow coming over. Can I turn this blue off? But like, this is becoming a weird fight. And it looks like it's going to work. Oh, no. Oh, you gave up on that, huh? Yeah, but... Oh, no. You dead. So, basically, just like... You kind of did this the last gank, too, with the Void Spirit. You TP'd here and you ran at them. Almost always. Unless they're already going to be caught no matter what, and you walking up is a follow-up stun. Almost always I wrap around. Almost always. You either walk through like this way, or if you want to go a little safer, you go all the way around like this, and then you wrap in. It takes a little bit longer, but it's a higher chance of being successful. Because like if you and Dark Willow popped out of the trees here, when Bristle's here, and Snapfire's here, and AM is right here, AM blinks forward, you guys both jump on Snapfire at the same time, you just kill him right away. Because it doesn't become this like 5-second chase where you can decide what to do, like juke into trees or whatever. That's why that gank got messy and why you died. But you had like a perfect game up until this. And now that's going to help Bristleback catch up and all that stuff, which is obviously not great, but... Alright, let's see where you're going now. Oh, you're still dead. Okay. Mid tower's dead. Oops, wrong vision. Okay, you are alive. You cannot TP, though, because you had TP'd bottom and died, unfortunately. You are still running bottom. This is 100% you should be playing top, especially around Venomancer, who's a little vulnerable as an offlane hero. But instead you guys are playing bottom. Like, gank bottom, sure. But after you're respawning, like, there's no way that you're justified sprinting all the way bottom. It's almost always the wrong thing. You've done this 2 games in a row. Where you come back, you're like, oh, top lane's fine. I can leave now. Like, top lane is the action lane, so you should not leave it. That's very nice for him to find. So now you're hanging around bottom to help cover the anti-mage, but this is usually the part of the game where they all play in the off lane and your carry ditches the safe lane, goes in jungles, or plays off lane, and you guys play around him. But the person you're really hurting the most, like most carries can leave the lane and go jungle because they have Quelling Blades and Battle Furies and farm capabilities that allow them to jungle really well. So the heroes that are generally good in the meta are heroes that can leave the jungle after the laning stage and go hit up neutral creeps pretty safely because they can farm them at good speeds. Carries that need to stay in the lane are more vulnerable because of the fact that they're more pressurable. But what you're not doing at this stage in the game is pressuring. You're consistently like going and sitting in the safe lane and not actually accomplishing very much. Like there's no way, like part of the problem is that like you're basically, by being here, your presence, the only person that's easy to gank is the offlane hero. But offlane heroes are the tankiest people in the game usually. They're difficult to kill. If they're playing Veno offlane, sure, do some tries to kill this guy because he's going to be squishy. He's got less HP, he's got some defensive items, but his skills aren't necessarily incredible at staying alive. So maybe gank him then. But a Bristleback who's going to turn around and block 24% of your damage, and he has more HP without any HP items than your carry offlane, then like good luck killing this guy. And Anti-Mage isn't exactly a kill hero either. This guy actually just wants to sit around, finish his Battle Fury in jungle. So you sitting here is only splitting experience from Anti-Mage. And you're putting literally no pressure on the map for the last minute and a half. If you play top and just stand here, even though if you're not doing anything, if you just stand here instead of stand here, Veno's going to feel way more confident. Like the creep wave is up here and he killed the stack, which was good because it was a big stack and all. But like, imagine if you were top, for example. You could have pushed that creep wave in while he takes the stack. Or you could have just stood there while Veno takes the stack. And then Veno's going to feel really comfortable to push all the way up to here now because you're here. But if you're not here, then he's not going to feel as comfortable and they should just be fucking killing this guy. With like Disruptor, Snapfire +1. Really easy to kill him, potentially. If you guys are playing correctly and playing in this area, then it's more dangerous. But because nobody is, it's actually really easy to kill Veno. And if they just killed Veno like 2 more times right here, it would fuck up his whole game. And he would be behind for a very long period of time because they have good gap closers. basically. Like, PL should be able to get on him pretty consistently. With that said, he's farming slow. He didn't buy boots because he doesn't know what to do. And that's why his items are really bizarre. But you have taken a tier 1 tower already. And this is the other thing, that you already have a really passive hero in Brood. And Brood is going to want to basically just farm all the camps in the middle of the map, which means you guys should play in the outskirts. But in reality, you should be playing top. If you guys pressure top, Brood pressures the middle a little bit, and then after you take the tier 1, you can kind of control this area too. Then basically they just never will come on this side of the map for the rest of the game, and then it becomes really easy for you to Roshan as Radiant. That's one of the nice Radiant advantages. Radiant plays off lane, Dire plays off lane, but them controlling this doesn't give them Rosh advantage. Radiant controlling this does give you Rosh advantage. They still will have the Shrine, obviously, but if you have Vision, you could potentially take Rosh. You don't really have a good Rosh lineup either, so maybe this part is a little bit of a weak point. But certainly on the Radiant side, it's safe to say that you haven't really accomplished very much from being down here the last minute. Like, you definitely should not be here anymore. There's no benefit. What does you being here accomplish? Almost nothing. All right, he's got Battle Fury now, so he wants to just hit creeps. Now it's kind of okay for you to be here because Anti-Mage generally is going to go hit jungle creeps. He ends up taking this wave anyways, and now they're actually reacting a lot of heroes because they're like, oh shit, this Anti-Mage is Battle Fury, we need to gank him. Now you being here is finally kind of okay, but it's minutes later. Stealing a good spell is great. I like this. He's a little scared to hard commit, I guess. No, okay. You guys do end up getting a kill. She just dies. Anti-Mage runs for his life. And yeah, you're going to get some pressure in. Maybe you could get lucky and kill the Bristle because he's low, but it's a little hard. Anti-Mage should 100% not be here anymore, especially the low HP. This is really dangerous. Because again, this is like the most likely place that they... Alright, you got lucky and got the kill. Anti-Mage is now fed. He just stood in the storm. Okay, it worked out pretty good. You guys got a bunch of kills. But again, this is kind of a reflection of what happened last game as well. Your pattern is pretty clear, at least from these 2 games. You do a good job on your laning, doing good laning stuff. That's excellent. You're doing, especially this game, you did really, really good on the laning stage. Then you TP bottom when you feel like the lane is pretty confident and you do a gank. The gank was executed sloppy. It didn't work out this time. And then what you do is you keep going bottom because you're trying to stabilize your carry, is what it seems like. But the carry shouldn't necessarily be there. And if you guys just aren't here either, he would just leave. You'd be like, oh, there's 3 heroes on my lane. I should probably leave. There's a good chance I die here. He should just go start jungling. Camp, 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 camp. And he goes over here. Camp, camp, camp. And then he goes over here. Camp. Kills the creep wave. Camp, because this tower's already gone because you guys would have been pressuring instead. And yeah, maybe they kill your tier 1, but it just doesn't really matter that much. And maybe sometimes you go bottom because you see 3 heroes and your team's like, hey guys, do you want to fight this? I feel like we can win. Okay, maybe you go down and you take a fight. But you shouldn't just like live bottom for the like 10 to 15 minute part of the game as a 4-position player. Like imagine if like your mid player didn't win his lane, for example. Then you going bottom and sitting here for 4 minutes isn't good. But what if you like come bottom, get 1 gank off, then you like run back into the jungle, use a smoke, and then you wrap around and gank mid or something. Then you've helped mid as well. But you're kind of just like living bottom and you guys are outplaying in team fights, and that's why things are going good. Maybe Soul Ring is good on Rubik. I don't know. Do not know what people are buying right now. Stacking is excellent use of your time. You forgot to Soul Ring, unfortunately. And look what's happening again. Same shit. Hey, there's people in our safe lane. I guess we have to all go there. You should have cookied already. It's just, see how like difficult it is? You guys have 1 billion wards and you still died. It's really hard against Glimpse especially. It's like they're going to catch you. Someone's going to die, and now what happens? Now they kill 1 hero, everyone has to retreat. How the fuck are you supposed to defend this tower? They get behind you, they get in front of you and push the wave, and you're going to get dived on like no matter what happens. So it's just not worth it. This death was completely unnecessary. It's like, it's just not safe to defend this. And you just need to recognize that from now on, that like the 10 to 17 minute mark is not safe in the safe lane for either team. It's just really dangerous. See what Veno's accomplished by himself? Imagine if like 1 other hero was here. He would feel more comfortable to actually hit the tower directly, and this tower would die faster, and everything would go a little bit more smooth for you guys. So bottom tower, not really something you guys want to defend. Brood's going to get this free kill maybe. Never mind. The Ghost Scepter Rush seems very effective by our Zeus friend. Now you guys are bottom once again, of course. But again, just fighting here, just not very safe. It's just not worth it. It's so dangerous. Why is this guy gambling his whole life, you know? It's like there's so many creeps on the map, and he's like constantly fighting near people. He's just like increasing his chances of dying. And you guys are playing into him. It's like he farms so fast in the jungle, you guys do not need to be here. You also have, you've literally done nothing in terms of tower pressure this whole game. In the last like 6-7 minutes, you've pressured towers 0 times. Again, killing this tower is so hard. Look at how you have to attack it. It's all from the front. You can't wrap from behind. If someone stands here, it's impossible for you to be behind them unless you go over here, cut this tree, and then come in like this. That's the only way. Or you'd have to go over here, but you have to run past the tower and they're going to see you. So like basically killing people under this tower is impossible. And therefore you guys being here to win a team fight is almost impossible too. Because even if you win the team fight, you're going to push up and they're just going to teleport someone either here or here. And then they're going to pull the creep wave past and then you can't dive them. So you can't kill them. And then the tower is hard to kill. It's a slow kill and therefore you're wasting your time. This is why it's bad for you to win fights here. And therefore it's like hard to win fights. And even if you win fights, it's bad for you to win fights because the tower is really hard to pressure and it's not important. So there's like, that's all the reasons why playing here is just not very good. If you're up here and you win a fight, you do exactly what they did. You win a fight, you get a kill, you put wards behind the tower, you stand behind the tower, you have someone in the front hitting the tower. What should have been happening is Bristleback should have like, I don't remember if he was alive, maybe he ran around to do some dumb shit, but after they won that fight, Bristle should run over here, clear the creep wave as fast as possible with Zeus, and then everybody just beats on this tower and they kill the tower. And then once that happens, you guys aren't going to be here anymore because there's no reason for you to play here because there's no tower. And then they can invade your jungle. And then it's easier for them to kill anti-mage or to pressure anti-mage. They take the tier 1 tower. They put wards in your jungle to help gank anti-mage. And then basically PL keeps farming in tri-camp or their jungle. But they didn't pressure the tower effectively. So it's not a perfect demonstration of you messing up. But you 100% stay in the safe lane way too long. You revealed that you had a ward there. Good nuke, though. That was great. So you got another kill, which is solid. That's going to mean they're scared to pressure down here. Should they have died? Maybe not. But I think it's definitely time to leave the safe lane. I'm glad you're doing that here. Where the place you guys need wards is up here. You should be running to the top lane to help pressure the tier 1. The fact that it's not dead and that Veno has not been chain feeding is remarkable. And you're taking too long to get there. You like definitely should have been top by now. Running back bottom is crazy. Like this is like no man's land and it should be from 10 minutes on. Again, sometimes go down here maybe to get a kill, but there's like too much space to deward as well as the other thing. That was a good kill by Darkwill. He had to commit to that. That's fine. Totally fine kill. I would blast this creep wave if I were you. Yep, perfect. You counter pushing mid lane is good in the context of like the fight being over. It's just completely fine. I would be moving top. Top tower is dead. This guy is Diffusal Blade Yasha. So Veno is like extremely likely to die here. You guys not being here is insane. He needs a TP right now or he dies. Use Doppelganger already? The fact that this guy is not dead right now is crazy. Genuinely crazy. They can see you here. Okay, good. You walked around it. See what I mean? Eventually someone's just going to TP and kill him. And nobody on your team is here. Did you use the spell or did the invis run out? Okay, you live fine. You guys have had way too little vision on this area of the map, though. It's worked out for you, and Veno's still gotten like good net worth, I think. Yeah, his net worth is still good, but he hasn't been covered enough. He has gotten away with it. So he went Spirit Vessel, I guess. It's okay. I don't really like Spirit Vessel. Did you teleport to the bot lane again? Oh, looks like you ran here. Your mana's... Oh, when you teleported, you came bottom. Is this what happened? I see. I thought you went back to base. Ooh, dead courier? It lived? Really? Yeah, and he'll kill you, of course. He should have been going on Zeus. So many fights in the safe lane. Like, if you almost died here and there's 3 heroes, TPing the other side of the map is probably not bad. I won't criticize that one very much. Now you guys have enough items and damage where pressuring this tower is pretty viable. But in most circumstances, see it difficult to dive, you guys end up backing, so therefore everybody stays a little bit too long in this area. Oh, there's spiders. Like, what are these little things? He should be blinking camp to camp. There we go. Let's see where you went. You TP'd for bounty runes, it looks like, which is good. You could come up here and push the wave. Oh, except there's a PL, that's scary. But you've got a glimmer, so you're probably fine. But yeah, pressuring this wave is a really good way to spend your time. I wouldn't be this scared, though. I don't understand how there's still kills happening here, but there are. Which is great for you guys. You're still in a bad position. I don't like you being here. Ah, God, why is everybody just death pushing bottom tier 1? It's so weird. It'd be so easy for that, like, 3 of them to just smoke and, like, walk this way and then just jump in and kill 2 of you. Kill 2 of them. Like this. Like, this guy's super out of position once he gets to here. Because it's very easy to cut him off. So now he has to use ulti just to run away. Now he's going to die. Like, see how weird this is? It's just, like, so easy. There's the tri-camp's right here, so it's really easy for, like, anybody to do a short rotation and get a kill. Like, you guys having 2 heroes here is just not good. Looks like you're trying to help, which is admirable of you, but it's not going to work. In the meantime, Brood gets a tier 2, which is kind of good. It's like one good thing about playing down here is it does spread the map out really well, but now you guys can get their shrine too. You guys have utter advantage in this game. This is so dangerous to move forward. I thought for sure somebody was going to come out of the jungle and kill you. These guys were just more efficient with their ganks. They would have like ran top, killed Veno, then maybe like ran mid, try to kill Brood, or run top, kill Veno, TP bottom, smoke. Everyone forces a fight here to kill 2 heroes. It's like once you improve your MMR a little bit, the ganks that they do against you are gonna be a lot easier, and then it's gonna feel like you're just making mistakes and losing all your fights bottom, in my opinion. Rebot a raindrop is kind of interesting, but probably fine. I mean, you're doing well. There is the Zeus, so. Brood doing a gank from the side, which is cool. Very easy kill. Tower's dead. Boy is fast. He's got eggs, got BKBs, items look solid. Once he gets nullifier, you can kill Zeus really easy. Agi and cooldown, okay. We're still fighting bottom somehow. This guy's dying. Never mind. He just doesn't have enough regen or survivability items. Oh, he's out of mana. Get this man healed. Oh, he's going back for mana. Who's going to win the race? He went for it. Alright, let's see where you went. You went mid to push out. This is great. Surprised you didn't nuke this faster, but it's fine. Okay, now you got your Yules. He's got mech. Oh, he just gets a solo kill mid. You're playing in this area, which is solid. Kill the creep wave. Like, you really just never invade the jungle, do you? It's definitely the weirdest thing that you're doing play-wise, is never going in there. It's pretty open now because all the tier 2s are dead, but if like this tier 2 is up and this tier 2 is up, then playing top is certainly the most normal. But I do like that you're across the map right now. You should be running into your brood to help him win fights here. Not the best terrorize I've ever seen. Surprised he's not going harder after Zeus, personally. Somebody interrupt him? I didn't see. Pushing wave is great. Roche very easy for you guys to do. Blink uncontrollable illusion. Haven't seen somebody get that in a while. At this point, basically, you guys can either go down a lane, or you can spread out, pressure all lanes, put wards. Imagine if the creep wave is like here on all 3 lanes. What you basically want to do is you want to ward the spots in between that, so like these 2 areas. Therefore, the only way they can get out of their base is by pushing through a creep wave, or by smoking to run past either wards or through the creep wave. So if you guys kind of play like 2 heroes here, 2 heroes here, and like 1 guy in the middle or something, it can be easy for you guys to like maneuver to where they're trying to pressure out, and then you can kind of like constrict the map and continue to get gold advantage. So spreading out is something that generally for between these 2 games you haven't done super well. But you being in this area is good. It's kind of dangerous to ward here because there's a high chance that while you Roche that they moved into here. But the fact that your smoke hasn't broken. Oh, that's not good to see. This is another thing. Very likely they can... Got the right one, but now you are dying. Oh, how did you get out? I don't know. The mech was like just in time. Brood very dead. Ooh, that was a bad fight. You definitely kind of asked for it by moving over here with an invis. Just such a high chance that they had warded and dewarded in that area. Not the best blink I've ever seen. Yeah, I don't think he should have stayed. That was the right choice. He should have killed the Zeus right there with Abyssal. Alright, let's see where you go. Run mid, push it out. Or run top, push it out. Never run right here, always run top. Again, almost always you should tend to play towards the offlane. So move towards the offlane, this is good. You jungling is not good. I would run top right now and push this out, or I would move to here to try to get a kill on Zeus with your teammates. But running, again, you keep doing this. I would never... like, you could teleport. I would rather you teleport here than run across the map this way, generally. Run top, push it out, especially because you guys have a dead hero you're not going to fight right now, so you should be pushing. Think like a core in moments like this. Bounty Ruin and push. Perfect. Don't stop here. Push the next wave, next 2. Here's going to be a new wave like right here. After this wave is dead, you keep pushing, and there's a new wave here. You should do all of these. Eventually, you did come back for it, it looks like. Now you're teleporting because there's some shit happening, but hypothetically, you could have nuked one more time and then teleported. It would have pushed the wave a lot harder. But now what are you even doing here? Sitting around just in case they go in Veno? Like, you should be standing here if you're going to do that. Perfect. Should have forced that guy. Well, you might as well steal some spell, even if it's a bad one. At this point, because I don't expect anybody else to be around. You could have saved your friend. Uh-oh, aim is going to die. Game should have just fought, probably. Close is even a nullifier. He's getting there. Spider legs on the spider. Is that even good? I don't even think that's good. You might as well lift the Zeus to, like, delay his stuns. Or steal a spell. Should have nuked him. You wouldn't have been able to blink. I don't know. Just all the fights are just kind of weird. You guys are never ganking. You're just like playing behind some allies, and sometimes fights start. But if you have high ground advantage, like if you're standing on the high ground, then you're gonna see people walking, and you can jump out and kill them. But you're always like approaching down lanes, which is you almost always gonna be equal vision for both teams. So it's just not very safe to do this. And now because you guys didn't take this fight a good way, you reacted and it didn't go well, and you're offlane. Like, this is your frontliner. It's a Veno. He's not that tanky. If this is a Bristleback who has really good items, like this guy's items are not very good. I don't like Greaves Pipe on Bristle. I don't think that's very good. But if he has like Vanguard, Mech, Pipe, then he could stand in the front. Like if he was the Veno equivalent, then it's fine because he's so much more tankier that he doesn't get bursted being forced by like 3 guys. Then you guys can react and actually have a good fight. But Veno doesn't really fit into that very well. He's tanky, but not insanely tanky. You also could have forced staffed it. He should have turned, and you should have forced him out of the kinetic field, in my opinion. Maybe he gets glimmered there, but you could ghost him. You could glimmer him, or maybe it's glimpsed, but you could glimmer him afterwards. But like, you're just always fighting fights on like even ground, and these ones haven't been working out very well. And that's why you guys are now losing a little bit. You should have lost the mid tier 1 tower. I don't know why they didn't pressure this here, because they're bad basically. This guy ran top to push a creep wave instead of taking your tier 1 tower. Really bizarre. Not good. And your anti-mage died too. Oh, this is over here still. These webs are kind of weird places. Veno should be pushing this lane, not jungling. You're kind of doing the same thing again. You're just sitting behind your allies. Steal any spell from this guy, I feel like, because the spell is just not good. I guess it does get amplified, but... And now what's happening, you guys aren't really ganking. You're kind of just sitting around, and they're eventually initiating on you. Like, you guys have such a big gold advantage, but, like... I don't know. You're just not ganking, and they're getting... They're hard to kill heroes in the front, and it's making it hard for you guys to do stuff. This guy's split pushing. Spirit Lance cooldown? What? This guy really likes his Spirit Lance. One person should be sprinting top right now to push it out. Could be AM. One person push mid, one person push top. You should be sprinting top to push this out, not jungling. Jungling is what you do after you push the wave, because it's less gold. Like, you're so safe to come up here and Fade Bolt this creep wave. Fade Bolt the creep wave, get some last hits, then you do this, then you do this. That's going to put pressure on the tower. Creep wave's going to go here. Someone's going to have to teleport or run there. And then they're not going to be standing here as 5. Like, that's part of the reason that these, like, lazy fights aren't working in your favors, because you're not naturally splitting the map up, because your team's not doing a very good job pushing lanes really quickly. Like, you ran all the way top to kill one large camp, and now you're running across the map again. And now you're TPing. You could have pushed this creep wave. This catapult and this creep wave could be here right now, about to hit high ground while you teleport, you know? Terrorize is garbage. This guy's gonna doppelgang off Gale again. So now you guys are kind of having AoE problems, basically. Oh no, his BKB ended. Brood isn't quite transitioning cleanly enough, so it's just getting weird. Aim's like low HP, so you guys probably should have just left earlier. And then from here on out, it probably looks rough. Like, you still got really good damage on the tower, but like genuinely, with seeing that this is here now and it did this much damage, I wonder if this tower would be like here if you had just fade bolted the next creep wave instead of killing the large camp. Genuinely, they probably wouldn't have noticed, and maybe this tower is almost dead. So I think I'm gonna stop it there. Hopefully that was helpful to you. Thanks for signing up again. I'm glad to see that your MMR is raising. You're definitely rocking the laning stage now, but now you need to adjust your in-game decision making. So homework basically is you need to play the correct side of the map at the right times, and then obviously also you need to learn how to do less lazy ganks. Like, don't do lazy ganks, do coordinated ganks that will turn into objectives afterwards. Diving under towers as the creep wave gets pushed up by an ally. Don't show your heroes when you do run to the off lane to get ready for those dives. And once you get down those patterns, you're gonna crush games a little bit faster, and then it's not gonna feel so much like, hey, we have this gold advantage but nothing's happening. Nothing's happening because you guys aren't putting your heroes on the high ground where you can leverage gold advantage better, because then you can take high ground to low ground fights when people try to invade, rather than you guys consistently just like either stand on your lane in the middle or stand around your lane in the bottom, which is going to mean about 50-50 fights for your opponents, even though you have a gold advantage. You want to invade, ward control these jungle areas, and that's going to make it harder for your opponents to move unbidden. But so far, like, you guys have had almost no aggressive vision most of the game, and almost nothing up here either. So the game has just felt a little bit scary, and that's why you feel comfortable reacting to them, because you don't really know where they are. But if you start invading, like pushing the top tower, invading the jungle, and warding a little bit aggressively, and playing in this area while like a core pushes the top lane, and like your mid kind of plays mid and jungling, then it's going to be easier for you all to like collapse at the same time on the jungle, get a kill, and then take a tower afterwards. Because when you get kills on heroes, you should almost always be pressuring or killing towers afterwards. And once you get that pattern down, you're going to do it really quickly to go from step to step faster. Your opponents aren't going to be able to react fast enough, and they're going to try to do this while trying to farm, and they're going to feel pressured, and they're just going to get crushed a lot faster. Like, I guess you guys definitely should have still won this game, but there wasn't really a lot of ganks ever. Nobody ever really like ganked with Broodmother, despite him having Diffusal Blade really fast. Like, you could have ganked Zeus with Brood. Diffusal gets used, Ghost Scepter gets used, now you nuke him. Then like 2 seconds later, you lift him, and the Brood kills him afterwards. Boom, that's a kill. But nobody ever really backed him up either. So, okay, that's it. All right, thanks for signing up. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys later. If anybody else wants to sign up for coaching, it's coaching.purgegamers.com. All right, goodbye.